So, I'm trying really, really hard. I look like a crackhead, but yeah, I don't look too good, but whatever. I need to vent about whatever the fuck. So, I have to go to work in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Yeah, I'm driving myself crazy, if you can't tell. I'm like in a different world, like seriously. My room's a fucking mess. And I have nothing going on except for just sitting here and worrying about going to work, which is retarded because I used to like my job. I mean, I still do. I like having somewhere to go and shit. I like having a job to go to because if I didn't have one, I think I would be worse and worrying about having to get a job. But ever since I went on birth control in November 2009, like, I was okay for the first couple months. I know it was like all mood swings and crap, but it wasn't like horrible. Like, sometimes I'd be like really out of it or start crying when I'm watching TV, which I don't do. And then yeah, I stayed on birth control for, it's July now, so I don't know, like 8 months. I went off of it last month in June because I had a horrible panic attack at work. I was shaking. I wanted to throw up. I couldn't breathe. I looked like a mess. I think everybody thought at my work that I was on drugs. I can't explain to them because they don't understand, like, anxiety, stress, panic attack, birth control, blah blah blah. Like, I'm gonna explain that to everyone. So I was just like, oh, I have the flu, blah blah blah, I gotta go home. So I got sent home, and then once I was home, I was fine. I was like, why the fuck did I have to go home? Why did I even do that? Like, I'm so mad at my body or my brain or whatever. Birth control, I'm mad at birth control for doing this to me because I was fine before. And now, ever since that incident, every freaking time I have to go to work, even the day before, I am stressing the hell out about going. And the drive over there is the worst. Like, the 10 minutes that I'm in the car driving, I'm like so paranoid. I'm like, oh my god, I'd rather get in a car accident than go to work. And I'm like, why the hell am I even thinking that? Like, why do people why would I even think that about me? Or it's like random shit like that. I just freak myself out so bad that it's like I worry about shit that isn't even gonna happen, and I don't know why. But anyways, I get to work, and maybe like the first 10 to 30 minutes that I'm there, I'm like a little shaky and like it's hard to deal. But once I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't too bad. I remember I've been here for 2 years and I've been fine. So, you know, do you really want to get sent home again? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's not so bad. Next time I go to work, it should be fine. But here I am again. I have to go to work and I'm freaking out. So the only thing I can do is take my mind off of it. But my mind just wants to keep going and going. Like, it never stops. It never stops thinking and worrying and stressing about nothing. Like, I have nothing to worry about. I'm healthy. I'm fine. I'm not blind, deaf, or handicapped. I should be happy. You know, I'm not poor living on the streets. I should be lucky and happy. But it's this stupid anxiety disorder that fucks with my head. You know, people don't get it. They think, oh, you're being selfish. You're being, you know, you just want attention because you're so miserable or whatever. Poor little white girl, you know. Poor little white blonde girl living in California, you know. You've got it so good, and yet you're complaining about your life, and it's like, obviously they don't get it. They don't understand. So, fuck them. You know? So, also, I think going out anywhere, well, it's been 3 weeks since I stopped taking birth control. Hopefully it gets better. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to go to a doctor. I mean, I'm not gonna live like this. I have had this, I've had anxiety before, but I've learned to deal with it, and this I can't deal with. It just drives you so crazy you don't even want to be alive. But you know that's illogical. It's just your brain is imbalanced or whatever, and you want it to be not like that. You just want to be normal. Like, and another thing, people are always like, oh, you're so quiet, you're so shy, blah blah blah. It's like, well, it's hard when you have fucking anxiety and you're worrying about everything, you know, and it's not just like what they're thinking about you or what to say. It's like, oh, I gotta do this tomorrow, I shouldn't stay out so late, blah blah blah, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be drinking this much, maybe I shouldn't have taken that, you know. It's really hard, and a lot of people don't understand it. Some people like try to understand it, but they're like, oh, I get that too, and you know, I just go along with it. I don't want to say anything. I know they just want to be like, they just want to help and try and support, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I get that all the time too, I know what you mean, you just have to be like, you know, degaff or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that easy. You can't just, you know, go flip it off your shoulder and you're fine. And their feeling is nerves. They're just nervous. I'm freaking out. I have anxiety all the time. And there's a difference. Like, there's good anxiety and there's bad anxiety. And I like good anxiety. Good anxiety is like, you're excited to go see someone or go somewhere so you can't sleep and you can't stop thinking about it, and it's good. It feels good to be anxious about stuff like that. But bad anxiety is, it's pretty much like something you don't want to do, but you know you have to do it. So like, your mind tries to talk you out of it. I think anxiety or stress, it's like you don't want to do it, so your body or your mind will like make yourself so sick. Like when you have a panic attack, you think you're gonna die because you can't breathe, you want to throw up. So I forgot what I was saying. God, I'm like, my mind is thinking about other stuff and I'm trying to focus on venting, and now I'm all screwed up. Shit. See, there's an example for you. You'll just be talking to someone and then bam, something runs across your head and you just can't remember shit. Anyways, anxiety makes your body, makes you like physically sick. When you have a panic attack, you think you're going to die. You're like, if I'm not going to die, I probably just feel like dying right now because everybody's looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with her, you know? So if it's something you don't want to do and you're having like anxiety, panic disorder, it's like your body just feeds off that like energy that you don't want to do it, or whatever, the chemical imbalance, and it freaking just makes you so sick that you mentally believe that you have like, you're sick or you're dying or whatever, and you convince yourself like, okay, I don't have to do that. I don't have to go to this job interview because, hey, I have the flu or whatever. And it's really just panic. And I realize this, and it's, you know, I try so hard to cope with it. Like, it's unbelievable. It's the stupidest disorder, and I don't want to mask it with drugs. I don't want to take Xanax and Valium every day and be a zombie, you know? Before I was on birth control, I was fine, you know? I had fun, I went out all the time, I had a big group of friends, you know? Lots of fun shit going on all the time. And I had everything together. I was doing good in school, I had 2 jobs. Now, I'm not in school. I'm terrified of going back to college, you know? I work like 2 days a week now because I can't handle it. And I can't hang out with people because I'll freak out. And most of my friends live more than an hour away, and I get really bad anxiety when I'm driving. So it's like, I really don't want to drive an hour. Even though I love them to death, I don't want to drive an hour or fly across the country. It's just too stressful. I can't deal with it, you know? And people don't understand. I can't just like tell them, oh, sorry, I can't come over because I have a panic attack. They don't get it. They're like, okay, right. That's just an excuse. So, you know, make up a lot of excuses not to do things. And it's like, I really want to do them, but when I go to do them, it's like this mental block. Like, you can't move forward. It's really frustrating because I can see myself doing so much better. You know, I'm 19 years old. I should be out living my life, having a good time. I should be working more, you know, I should be getting done with school already, you know, not making up classes that I failed because I missed school because of anxiety. And I really think I could do so much better, but it's this block, this mental block that just stressing out about everything so much to the point that you can't do them anymore. It's like, if you worry so much about things, you convince yourself that you don't have to do them. And then you're trapped in this bubble of comfort. It's like a comfort zone. You know, you don't want to leave it. So now here I'm stuck in my comfort zone. I'm miserable but happy. It's like, I want to do so many other things because I know I will be happy once I push myself and do them. But whenever I go to do them, I just can't do it because I can't breathe. I have a panic attack. So it's the most frustrating and stupidest and fucked up disorder ever, because I'm sure there's worse out there, I know. But this is annoying because there's like no fucking cure. And once you know about it and when you read more and more about it on the internet, it's like, shit, it just makes things worse. It's like turning into a hypochondriac now. So, whatever. Just gotta deal with it. And if it gets worse, I guess I'll go to a doctor, but I think it's getting better because I don't know. it's been 3 weeks since I got off birth control, and it better get better, or I don't know, I'm just gonna freak out because I cannot keep living like this. I can't keep living like this. No, I want to change so bad. I want so many things for myself, and I can't accomplish them when I have this anxiety hanging over my head. Yeah. Okay. I'm done talking about this. I'm good.